Yeah, of course, of course. Okay. Bianca's wearing a sheer silver dress that leaves her shoulders and most of her legs exposed. A wrap made out of loose filaments. Can you hear me in the back? And silver sandals, plus blue and silver streaks around her eyes. I'm wearing a golden dress made out of some fabric I've never even seen before that clings to my body in coruscating ripples. Everybody is going to stare at me, I grouse under my breath. Good! Bianca claps her hands. They should. You look glorious. Goosebumps raise up on my bare arm. Bianca smiles at me, and I remember what she said in the storeroom when we first slept here. We're going to demolish this together. I smile at her too, and she takes my hand right out on the street, like she's letting everybody know that we're together. I almost don't even care anymore that we haven't talked. Bianca's wearing some fragrant oil, and every time I breathe it in, I feel dizzy, half wild with joy, out of control. We're holding hands in the street. Bianca's chattering to me about the place she wants to take me, the nightclub district, which is called The Knife. We're going to dance together, just the two of us, at some club that has walls made out of speakers and air made out of glitter. I can't help feeling like this is some buoyant fantasia, like I fell asleep watching an opera and now I'm dreaming in song. We're finally here, Bianca says, in the place that we always talked about back home, the city where anything can happen. We're young, and we're free, and our city tried to kill us. Let's make some noise. Yeah, let's make some noise. I clasp her hand tighter. We round a steep corner on this potholed street, and then we're standing at the hilt of the knife. I've never seen so many colors in one place. Every nightclub, every bar has a sign that glows pink or red or some color between blue and green that I don't even know the name of. The sharp edge of the knife curves away from us, along a street paved with reflective stones that look like candies. Each building has a different style and texture, from burnished steel to white stone columns to a huge transparent cube. And out front, a sea of young people are swaying and drifting from place to place, holding drinks or gnarled pipes. Most of the people in the crowd are only a little older than Bianca and me, and they wear sheer clothing that exposes parts of their bodies. The sky looks just as gray as ever, but everyone's face is bathed in 100 shades of orange and green. I can't help gasping at this radiance, this decadence, this liberation. I stop resisting, and I let Bianca pull me into the throng. Every time the scent of perfumed sweat and the view of squirming, exposed flesh start to overwhelm me, I look at Bianca. Her whole face is bright and open as she points out each new thing, and everything shines with more beauty because she's the one showing it to me. Skipping a little bit ahead. I can't even move in this ball gown. If I lift my arms more than halfway, I feel the seams strain. Even though red taffeta, tulle, lace, and ribbons have nothing in common with the gloved hands of the Shiasvanti police, I still have a suffocating threat reaction to these restraints. But I close my eyes and I give myself patience. And then I breathe. And I smile because Bianca's looking at me, beaming and clapping her hands. People will lose their minds when they see you. Bianca can't stop giggling and twirling in her dress, making her skirt billow. She's wearing another kind of fragrant oil with hints of cinnamon and marigold, and her face glows thanks to the bright lines around her eyes and the faint contours accentuating her perfect face bones. Skipping ahead a little bit. Sorry, actually, I had too much. Sorry. Soon we're in a vast granite courtyard ringed with a spiked iron fence, facing a 10-garreted mansion made of bricks so white that they sting my eyes. We introduce ourselves to a man in a dark purple suit who checks some list for our names. The man in purple leads us to a giant space full of marble floors that reflect the overhead light in bold streaks, walls made out of some dark wood, and billowing drapes of velvet. All of the men are wearing collages of different colored fabric strips that create an effect like a million shards of tinted glass, while the women wear costumes that make the red gown I'm wearing look plain. Feathers, glowing threads, tight corsets, shimmering strands of beads. Somebody hands me a drink and it has the same effect on my taste buds as all these colors on my eyes. The next thing I know, Bianca has a small crowd gathered around her, and she's telling them how she got here in a melodramatic style, like something for an old storybook. Men and women in purple costumes walk past, offering piles of food and more goblets of expensive liquor, and I can't help taking some. And then the most beautiful man I have ever seen strides up to me just as my mouth is full of food. And I chew as fast as I can while he asks my name and says that Chiasfant must be a desolate waste with its two brightest lights gone. I'm still chewing, and the man keeps asking me questions. This food is delicious, but it takes an entire lifetime to reduce to something that I can swallow. And even after I swallow the food, I can still only stare at this gorgeous person with his wide face, limpid brown eyes, and square jaw. Oh, forgive my rudeness. My name is Dash. He gestures around. This is my house. Bianca notices that I'm stuck, and she comes to my side. I'm Bianca. Thank you for your hospitality. This is the coolest party I've ever been to. Well, you are the best thing that could possibly have happened to my party. Dash kisses her hand. You'll have to forgive Sophie, Bianca says with a stage wave. She's been through a lot. It's a terrible story. She was wrongly accused of a crime and torn away from the rest of us by the Chiasfanti police, who paraded her through the street, drove her to the mountainside, and forced her to climb into the night. She almost died. It was really something. I stare at Bianca, and even though the food is gone, I still have trouble swallowing. Afterward, when we step off the train, Bianca can't stop laughing and flouncing in her dress. That was the biggest rush of my entire life. I forgot how good it feels to just sweep into a giant room of immaculate people and dominate all of their attention. This is what I was made for. I haven't been this happy since... Bianca stops talking because she notices an expression on my face that she's never seen before. What's wrong? Are you angry at me? What did I... Don't do that again, I spit. She starts to ask and I cut her off. Don't ever turn my real life suffering into a cute story to entertain those people. Bianca starts to explain, to justify herself, and I give her a look that makes her stop talking. Just don't. Never again. You can tell them whatever you want about what happened to you, but you don't get to turn my execution into party banter. My own breathing sounds like a giant rusted machine. What I went through after they took me away, it still hurts. I have to work so hard. You have no idea. Even I sometimes forget how hard I keep working to stay okay with it. Okay, Bianca says, I'm sorry. She swings her puffy arms, almost hitting the gray brick wall. But you know, it happened to me too. I mean, I watched them take you away, and I blamed myself. I've never thought about how guilty Bianca must have felt. But of course she must have felt like garbage. I get that, I say aloud. I know it wasn't easy for you either, but it's not the same thing. You don't know. There's no way that you could know. You weren't there. You can't understand what happened to me after they took me away. But there were some good parts of what happened to you too, Bianca says. Like you got to work for that guy, Hernan, and I was the one who had to... Bianca must be able to see the scream building inside me because she catches herself. Okay, you're right. You're right. Okay, I can't even imagine what you went through. And I keep thinking how brave you must be to still be here after all of what happened to you. I look into a neon puddle. I don't know if I survived or not. I feel like part of me never came back from the night. Like I'm here, but I'm still there too. Like the memory won't let you go, Bianca says. Like the past becomes an optical illusion. She takes a deep breath, not letting go of my neck. I think all you can do is, not blame yourself for how you feel and Take care of yourself, okay? And I promise I won't talk about your real-life trauma in front of other people again. That topic is off limits from now on. Bianca lets me go, and I take a long look at her in her crimson satin, turned strange colors by the reflected sign from a light nightclub close by. I nod, slowly, and clasp her hand with mine as if to say that we are bound together by more than just the past. Thank you.